What's going on, one and all, and welcome back to One Way Bay. Trams are what we're gonna do this episode. I should start every episode like that, just yelling out what we're gonna do in the beginning. But yeah, first off, let's see what we did in between episodes. I went back through and I did some path work. Throughout here, I think came out really, really cool. And I also tweaked this a little bit to give it a little bit of a parking area. Everything down in this new zone is really impressing me. I really like this little suburb area that we have going on here, which we have now named Riverston. I really like this name. It's not, like, if you say it fast, it sounds like it could be like just a random town somewhere in the middle of nowhere, like Riverston. But if you think about it, it's got the name river in it. And, I don't know, it's right next to a river. There were a lot of recommendations for river-esque names, and, Riverston, I think I like the best out of them all, but they were all good, of course. And, I actually had an interesting comment that said, just keep it as Sheffield Hills or whatever it was, but make, like, a couple more smaller districts and make them, like, little townships. And I really like that concept. That is a really cool concept that I think we could do. Not here so much, but maybe in here, but maybe out throughout here would be the better bet for that. Like, have a bunch of little townships, kind of little villages. I think that could be really, really awesome. I think we should go for that when we get down to that point. But, our focus is trams, of course. We're gonna have to go in here, and actually, before I forget, I've mulled this over a little bit now. And we're definitely going to turn this into the leisure specialization, right? Yeah, not tourism. Leisure. Riverston is going to be a leisureful area. We're going to, basically, this whole district down here is going to be like a party area down on the bay of the river. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to work out really well with the public transportation that we have planned out. So basically, we're going to want to put trams, basically the same as I said earlier. We want to kind of make this inner square work for the trams, but we also kind of want the trams to come out to the edges, and specifically over here, because like I had mentioned earlier well, it's been a few episodes, but this is set up to have a railroad station right here. A train station, a passenger train station we could put right on the edge onto this line perfectly. And actually a good question to ask you guys, if you guys know, if I put the train station here, there's only one line going through it. Are the trains still going to be able to pass through to get from over in the Soothville district down to Pleasure Town? I think they should, but I'm not sure. They might get jammed up because of trains entering and exiting. But if we need to, we could always use a workaround and put a little loopy track in there. But I'm not sure. Also, one more note while it's on the top of my mind is this district. I was looking at these grids, and I've done pretty uniform grids throughout the city. I mean, for the most part. Maybe not so much around here. But, alright, maybe I'm just blowing smoke right now, but this is very square in grids, and I want this district to be less uniform, and by that I mean, I'm thinking of maybe still doing like a grid throughout this like triad area, and we're gonna do like longer, skinnier grids. I think that could look pretty cool, and be a really interesting contrast to Riverston. And I was actually looking over here, and we kind of did that over in Old Bay. They're longer, but I want to do this, but have them even skinnier than this. Maybe have like a space of 3, and then another space of 3. So a total of 6 units, and see how that looks. It could be really cool. And they're, of course, going to be low-density residential out here. So it should just be a more interesting-looking suburban area than Riverston. Riverston is like the affluent, like, little suburb that's still kind of in the city, but not quite in the city anymore. That's making that transition to basically the suburbia that's, you know, filled with woods and forests and more spread out. But actually, while we're here, let's zone a little bit more of these residential areas over here, because we have a pretty crazy amount of demand for it at this point. More than we've seen in a while. I could be lying, but I feel like we haven't seen that kind of demand in a while. And over here, okay. So throughout here, I think we're going to do some commercial. Oh, I know we're going to do some commercial on the river. But I kind of want to leave like some of this area around the parking lots as commercial. And then basically this whole street, both sides of this river adjacent road, will be commercial. It should be pretty interesting because this will be like the main street that everyone's going to drive through. Also, because we have the leisure on in Riverston, there should be more people passing through the district, if that makes sense. So basically, there's going to be more traffic noise, and some of the residents might get a little upset by that, but then again, maybe not. Also, what? There's like 5 of these same models of homes, like within, oh, what, 7 of them? Yeah, weird. Within like a 2-block radius. We still have to go through here and place some trees, which is something that we will do in due time. I don't really want to do that all right now because we have the trams to work on. Yes, this is going to be kind of a pain. So I had a comment that said put the tram station over here and just kind of make it come over to here, which is a great idea, except for the fact that the trams, wherever they are, where are they? Right there. Even with the tram track by itself, can't cross the railroad track, I believe. Yeah, trams cannot cross train tracks. So that's unfortunate. We could try to go up and over it, but it's just not going to work out for us. So the best bet, I guess, that I had in mind was to delete this crossroad and then put the tram station right here, because that will be right on the grid that I wanted to do. So let's do that right now. And then we could always put the crossroad back here, though I don't know if we really need it. So basically why do I keep saying basically? Okay, I'll try to stop. The results here are, the whole traffic here is, I kind of want to keep a pretty good flow to everything. So around the outside, it goes pretty much in a clockwise pattern and all the way back through. Yes. And then this kind of splits off and does a loop, which I'm not sure why these people decided to take this route, but oh well. And then in throughout here is where stuff gets a little interesting. We're actually losing money right now for some reason, but we'll deal with that, I guess. Let's start doing the tram line. So we know what we want to do, and that is do a small box type thing, but okay. I want to take a tram line out to here because we do have, okay, hold on. There's going to be a train station right here. So I want the trams to be able to pick up pedestrians from the train station. But this whole system here is going to make for a very strange little thing. This doesn't go back in, unfortunately. Can I flip this? I can. I like that. It loops, it breaks what is the flow of traffic that I think I set out with. But I think, for the most part, that's going to be fine. So, okay. As I try to talk and do this at the same time, let's see if we can set this up. Okay, so this one will be here. It'll be right across from the pedestrian train station. And then we'll have a couple stops throughout the area. The main focus is going to be these two here. And then, do we want to stop right here? Sure. And then bring it back. Okay, there we go. The tram depot, can we add a vehicle? There's one tram on it. It'll just start doing its thing. We might be able to... Actually, they're all upgrading right now. We might be able to expand this system in the near future. The reason that I can't go out to the actual Riverston River... Commuter River... I don't know what we need to call this. We need to call this something. The River District, I guess we could call it. The reason I can't take the tram out to there yet is because the way the roads are facing, but it's gonna be okay because we have a really good pedestrian walkway system throughout here. And honestly, I think it's probably for the better because the tram, as we've seen in Old Bay, can really make for a crazy traffic conundrum because they take up so much traffic space. So the trams that go through here end up blocking all of the incoming traffic like this right here, which is actually just hearses right now. Look at all these hearses coming through here. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I think we're going to avoid that over in Riverston because there are no trams over here. And this is, I feel like, is going to be the biggest pass-through for a lot of people coming down through here. But that has yet to be seen. So, let's keep putting some residential zoning throughout the area. And I guess we could start looking at putting some of those trees in that I was talking about. Oh, no, let's not put this here. Because I forgot we need a school system in here. Yes, we do need a school system. We could put it here is what I was planning. The high school is going here because it covers a ton of the area. So, should we put that in now? I mean, it is quite the amount of... Oh, man, there's not even a high school over here. So, yeah, we probably should put that in here now. You know what would be really, really awesome is if you could have school buses. And you know what? Let's wait till the daytime because we'll have a little bit more money coming in, which should save us from a lot of headaches. Because if I put a school in now and say we have like a weird like time where all of our money goes away, we just hit like a death crisis and we're at like $1,000, we'd just be screwed. We would not have a fun time. Alright, I'm looking at this. Do we need a crossroad over to here? No. So we could probably put some sort of pathwork back through here just to keep it kind of consistent. How though? Do we want to do something like this? We could do something like this. This could be kind of cool just to draw it all together again. And then of course I'll go through and delete this one, add this one, and then we could do something like this. This could be kind of cool. Except I should probably delete that first. And actually, should we try to smooth this out just a little bit? It's not going to. That's unfortunate, but oh well. Let's go ahead and put this back in here like this and that. That looks fine anyway. I like that. We'll probably end up getting a house right there and making it look very strange anyway, but that's fine. Why not? So, this park system we're going to have to do at some point. Also, around these walkways, I want to get out here and do a lot of, like, little landscaping. A lot of bushes and stuff like that. It's going to make this area look very, very nice. Just the minute details, as many details as you can put into your city, the better. That's what makes a lot of cities, like a lot of the popular YouTubers, spend a lot of time very close up on their cities, just little areas of the city, and just add just that little extra amount of detail that you wouldn't even really notice unless you go around and look at the city. And that's what we need to do around here. Riverston is going to look really, really awesome when it's done. I just wish kind of the size of those bushes were a little more consistent, but oh well. I actually noticed that I'd been going through One Way Bay just a little bit, just like in between episodes one time, and just admiring the entire thing. Just looking at everything. Like, if you zoom into certain parts of the bay, you can see just little details that I had forgotten that I had, or we had put into the city. And it's just really, really awesome to go through and actually notice stuff like that every now and then. You look through and you're like, wow, we put a lot of time into this area. That's why it looks so awesome. And actually, speaking of going around the city and admiring everything, I am planning on a city tour. I can't remember if I've explained this in the past or in the last episode or not, but we are going to be doing a city tour. It's been on the table for quite the amount of time. We've had to, yeah, someone has suggested it at least 3 times. There have been at least 3 or 4 comments like, do a city tour. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And then I never got to it. But we have a concrete plan because episode 100 is going to be just a tour. It's not going to be a standard episode. It is just a tour. Look at this guy. Citizens are sick. Why? Because of the noise pollution. I told you, the noise from the commercial areas over here, everyone's partying it up. It's a little bit of a problem. It's going to be a little bit of a problem. Not much I'm going to be able to do about it, unfortunately. I could upgrade these 2 trees. Do I want to do that, though? I might. Let's wait it out, though. Let's see if this is the only house that's going to complain. These houses may complain when this all fills in, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so we have $50,000 in the bank. Let's go ahead and put that high school in place. Was it this one or this one? I think, oh wow. Go away. Was it facing this way or facing this way? Is there much of a difference? No. So, it's kind of up to us. But let's do this way. The tram should work out nicely for... There's a line right here, so it should work out nicely for getting people around here to school. I wish there were 2 separate kinds of high schools. The kind where is normal, like this one, and then the kind where we could have like a school bus route. That would be so cool. Although I guess we could supplement a school bus with just a regular bus. And actually, speaking of buses, should we put 1 bus line in over here? Can we put a bus line just randomly right here? No. Because there's already a tram line. We could put one right here. That's a very strange area for a bus, isn't it? Is it, though? Kinda. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We need to put a bus line right here because we left this open for it. Let's take that bus. Let's bring it down to here. That's a good spot for it. And then let's take it back up over to here. Also, while we're over here, let's look at the amount of buses that, like this line right here probably needs another bus. Let's add a vehicle to this line. Select types. There's only buses. So I guess that's for if you modded the game and have downloaded some kinds of modded buses. So I have not done that. I don't know. Should I do that? Does anybody have any suggestions for a cool bus to download from the mods? I don't know. I haven't really looked at that because honestly, these buses look pretty cool to me. They're good. They get the job done and they look the part. Oh my! What is Oh, look at this, guys. Actually, first, I'm freaking out over there. Hold on. Where's modify the line? I need 1 more bus here. Thank you. Let's go over here. Look at what happened. Soothville officially has some industry moving in. Yes, we've done it. It was the plaza, wasn't it? It was the plaza. Okay, let's get a power line right up over these mountains. Get these guys some electricity and let them go to work. We have everything we need. We can finally pull some ore out of the ground. Look at this. We don't even have any demand for industrial right now. What's going on? I'm not gonna complain. It's fine. It's awesome. But all right, an event has finished. Yes. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up because the future is bright. We have industry moving into Soothville. We have Riverston pretty much completed. We need to work on the elementary school. Look at all these people walking down the paths. Where are you guys all going? They probably got out of the tram and are now just going down here. Wait, no, they're doubling back. They're going up. They're just like parading around. It's like a marathon, a walking marathon throughout the city. What are you guys even doing right now? Where are you going? Are you going to the mall? They're going to school. No, they're going to work, going to school. Okay. I don't know where they're all going. This is hilarious, but I'm going to wrap this up like I said. We'll be back in One Way Bay. Leave a thumbs up if you like this episode. Leave a thumbs down if you dislike this episode, but tell me why in the comments. Either way. So, guys, I'll see you in the next episode where we should get some ore out of the ground, and hopefully that additional bus will kind of fix this problem. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you back here in One Way Bay. Stay tuned.